Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Monarchs of Wrestling proudly bring to you Cool McCain, your boy the Playmaker. You thought I was going all the way. No. But it's another night, another episode, Monarchs of Wrestling. Hey, we here, had Backlash. We're going to talk some TNA, some AEW, little NXT. And of course, we'll get into thoughts on Backlash. So, hey, if you're with it, make sure you get your peoples in here. Let's get this chat pumping. We like it like last week. We can't even do all the comments. Let's get it. Another week, another episode. Playmaker, what up?
What's up?
You ready, big dog?
Man, between NBA players and wrestling. I don't know. I just don't know, man. All right. So, NXT. We open up NXT with the TNA World Champion Joe Hendry and the NXT Tag Team Champions Hank and Tank going against Dark State. And Dark State wins because Trick Williams ambushes Joe Hendry. So that's how we're going to kick off NXT.
And that's why we call it NXTNA. That's exactly why.
We move on from there to Kalani Jordan stepping into the ring with Zarya.
Kalani Cakes. And Zarya got some meat wise back there too.
And Zarya beat Kalani Jordan.
Yes, she did.
We had Miss Petro after she dumped Ashanti Diadamas. Picking a fight with Jada Parker, Miss Parker.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Jada Parker gets the dub. And after getting the dub, she take out Thing High along with her, who finally came back in what I say the treatment in the locker room for Dean Haley is an interesting way of going about things. Basically saying she's nothing without Chase U. You want to speak on
that? It's a good angle. I'll maybe give us some time. The question is it the truth or not? That's the question.
You didn't really have a lot going on in NXT because they had a number one contenders battle royal for Obafemi's NXT championship. Everybody who's everybody in NXT is in it, including the one Trick Williams. But we had a guitar string happen. The biggest pop of the night on Tuesday is the fact that Elijah stepped across the line back into NXT.
Where he had more success.
I said they actually put. I did not think they was going to do that quickly. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
That's fair.
Now,
that's strike while the iron's hot, though.
And of course, if you cost a man his match, you know what's going to happen when your match happens. So, Trick Williams did not win the match because of Joe Hendry. Which is all in itself. And I forgot who won that match. What's his name? No quarter crack scoop member won the match. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
Was it Charlie Dempsey?
Was it Dempsey? Not the leader. Well, or want to be leader, so I say.
I'm busy trying to not.
Who teamed with Javon Evans the week before?
I'm too busy trying not to do the Joe Hendry thing.
Don't. Who teamed with Javon Evans the week before? I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
I'll tell you in 1 second. Miles Bourne.
Miles won it. Charlie Dempsey is trying to say he should get it now because Bourne won. Said some stuff about Obafemi. Obafemi came walking up, and the tables got flipped on him. You saw that segment, right? So now Charlie Dempsey has to take on Obafemi tomorrow. No, it's not a match.
That's not something to be happy about. I'll tell you that.
So I knew it wasn't Dempsey, but he didn't want to open his mouth. See, this what happened. This is where the term "you put your foot in your mouth" came from.
Agreed.
And then we had to find out who will be Stephanie Verker's next opponent for NXT Battleground. Between Julia and Jordan Grace. And we get to see the Juggernaut versus the Champ in Tampa. I was hoping for Julia because I want to see that matchup one more time, but I understand why. And it's not the reason that you people would think. I will spoil it, but I don't feel like it. You got anything you want to say about NXT? Wasn't really a lot that happened.
No, I don't feel like 100% truthfully that this week in wrestling there was a lot that happened. I just don't feel like a lot happened, overall. Just personal opinion. I mean, things did happen, but not a lot happened. If you feel me. So no, I don't have anything to add to that, my good man.
Because I don't even think a lot happened in TNA outside of.
Oh, it did not.
Trick Williams and Joe Hendry balling out.
Yep. And speaking of that, NXTNA crossover is basically one show that extends for 4 hours now. We will have at Battleground a TNA World Championship match between one Trick Willie and Joseph Henry.
Yep. For the first time ever. Another company's world title being defended on the WWE programming.
They tried Trick Williams disrespected Joe Hendry, and then Joe Hendry tried to come out and get his pound of flesh. They were separated by security, and essentially one of the security guards ended up getting a standing ovation from one Mr. Joseph Henry. We've got a lot of Robert Stone and different people criticizing Santino Marella and the show he put together for that night. Victoria Crawford saying Lisa Fox made her TNA in-ring debut. Still as boxy as ever. I don't think that'll ever change. That's a beautiful woman. Tiny. You can't ever put in the cake conversation, but beauty, always got to put her in there. We had a Li Ying Lee Rosemary match. Nobody cares about Rosemary anymore. Li Ying Lee won.
I don't think nobody cares about her either, unfortunately.
they care more about her than they do Rosemary.
Who, by the way, is a very attractive woman outside the ring.
Yes. Yes. I think Li Ying Lee is a horrible name, but that's a whole different conversation.
You finally said something
First
I've been saying
class.
for how long?
I never disagreed with you. So,
But you never responded either. You
I
just
mean, I
left
didn't feel like
it.
I needed to. I didn't feel like I needed to say anything.
What kind of name is that for a woman? Just saying.
Yeah. The Great Hands had a match with the Aztec Warriors. Laredo now in Octagon Jr. He's dropped the kid. Um, the Great Hands are so not cared about that they lost to the Aztec Warriors. I'll let that sink in.
No comment.
Mustafa Ali did beat him up after the match. Then he had a match with Trey Miguel, one of the Stoner boys. And he beat Trey Miguel. It was a good match, but it just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi that you want sometimes, right? It feels like TNA is kind of going through the motions right now, and you can feel it in the product. We did get a hype video for Indy Hartwell. Talks about how she was always destined to be a hot.
Congratulations. I forgot what.
Go ahead.
Congratulations to Ina Hart. She won the independent circle titles. I forgot which one it was, but
Hog wrestling.
I happened to score quickly past it.
It was the hog wrestling.
Congratulations. She's the champ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Nimitz challenged the Hardys to a rematch at Under Siege. Jeff can't travel, so Matt Hardy will need to choose a partner for the rematch.
Jeff can't travel.
So Victoria Crawford, sans Alicia Fox, won her debut match. What a surprise. She faced Brittany Brooks. Robert Stone, basically, kayfabe has been brought in to monitor Santino Marella. So Victoria Crawford is going to end up being our authority figure at some point. Masha Slamovich decided to attack Crawford, but then Tessa came out and things looked bad. But then he made a match for next week. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford against Masha Slamovich and a partner of her choosing. So there's that. Had to get this pure ginger ale, y'all. You know how it be sometime. That's pretty much the show. There was a match between Nick Namath and Jeff Hardy, but
like I said, between the NBA playoffs and wrestling, I shake my head.
And, Steve Macklin and Eric Young had a match. It was a dog collar match. There was no need for a dog collar match, but they had a dog collar match. And that match between Nick Namath and Jeff Hardy will be next week. They're trying TNA, and it's not horrible, but it's just missing something. Like, you didn't need to have a dog collar match on Impact for the International Championship. You just didn't. But TNA made their decision. And you've got to live with what you've done.
Decisions,
got a couple of comments.
Decisions.
And then we will take our first break.
You gotta love
all right,
these
so
decisions.
Do you?
I was being sarcastic.
I know you were. So, Daniel Berry in the building. He says, "Hey everyone, happy Monday. What up, DB? Shout out to you for tuning in with us, man." Jamie Parag says, "What up, Shady Sports? What up, Jamie?" He says, "Let's get ready to rumble."
Ain't nothing to rumble with this week.
There's a whole lot of rumbling with the decisions that were made this week for sure. Cole Johnson, BS3, the morning shift with Cole Johnson.
AEW is fire garbage.
He also says, "Good evening, Monarchs."
Not fire and garbage.
Then he says, "Jada Parker, cake.
The biggest Jada Parker fan of the group."
Yolanda says, "Hey, fellas, I'm a little bit late today. It's all good, Yolanda. It's all good." All right, so good people. With that being said, we're going to hop into our first break. Come back. We're going to talk a little bit of what Cole calls hot garbage, what I call...
and I'm going to let you address the last comment.
Tornado. What I call tornado... tornado powder influenced wrestling. Then Yolanda says, "I'm not going to comment too much because y'all didn't read my comments last week." Yolanda, you are going to comment. We know you are. And I mean, it was so much interaction. We just had to cut it. You know what I'm saying? Had to cut it. But everybody saw them. They was there. And shout out Real Wise Radio. We on live like every week, streaming through the airwaves, wilding out. That's what we do. It's break time, good people. And we even read your comment when you say you won't go comment, Yolanda. We know you love us. We do. We got you, though. We got you. Let's get into it.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, so we are back in the building. Time for a little AEW talk. Yolanda, before we get there, I'm going to go ahead and read Yolanda's comment and let it marinate. She says, I wasn't impressed with Backlash, and I'm going to add the Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. And you know what, Yolanda? I was not either, ma'am. I was not. But we'll have time for that. We will definitely have time for that. And we seeing eye to eye on that, like super eye to eye. Like we sharing a symbiotic brain right on how bad it was, but it's another story. So AEW is quote unquote building momentum to Double or Nothing 2025. That's what they said.
Somehow I feel like you have
Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay faced off for the first time. What do you mean?
The way you said that sounds like you disagree with the sentiment that they are building.
Well, my definition of building can be different from the definition of somebody who likes to play in powder tornadoes. So I don't necessarily see building, but again, I'm not partaking in powder tornadoes. So that would be why things are a little different. So we got Will Ospreay facing off for the first time with Hangman Adam Page. Little back and segment, pretty good segment. And he talked about how he was leaving Swerve behind, but then him and Ospreay have the battle, you know, months from now. I'm just kidding, weeks from now. For who is going to challenge for the AEW championship, because apparently now winning the Owen Hart Memorial gets you a championship match, when before it got you a special championship. What was that? There's that. But that's happening in a few more weeks at Double or Nothing. And then whoever wins, we have to wait all the way to All In Texas for the match.
Texas.
During their segment, Don Callis and his family does come out, and they're setting up a tag team match for next week. Will Ospreay volunteers him and Hangman. Hangman doesn't look like he's too convinced, and he looks like he wants to beat Will Ospreay for grabbing him. But Will Ospreay was just trying to hold him back, but whatever. The typical AEW we're gonna fight this guy, but we don't even like each other. We're the good guys, so we gotta like each other for the match, but we don't have to because Heyman was saying he's really not a good guy, but he likes being cheered and all that stuff. And AEW is doing what they always do, and they're doing another PLE pay-per-view level show. They're calling it Beach Break. That'll be this week. AEW names like every other episode of Dynamite something different. It's cool when you do it a few times a year and it's a big show, but when you do it like once every couple of weeks, it's no luster left. Let's just go there. Stokely Hathaway and FTR threatened Tony Schiavone. And then they accepted a challenge for Daniel Garcia from Collision. But we're not even going to go over what happened in that match because it's Collision. And let's be honest, Dynamite's tough enough to have to sit through. We're not doing Collision 2. We're not going to make you sit through hearing about Collision right now. They improve it. They integrate the storylines and make it make sense. Cool. But right now, we got some work to do. We had a championship eliminator match. It ended up being Thunder Tits were fighting each other with Penelope Porter and Anna Jay. And I did want to say Thunder Tits is why I said that. But it was Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, Penelope Porter and Anna Jay. And Love
you said
before the
you
match.
said it with a straight face.
We're wilding out.
You said that with a straight face, like it didn't matter.
Their tits, sir. And it's the tag team name, sir. Harley Cameron and Anna Jay had a wonderful segment before the match. They call themselves TNA.
And it's definitely not Twitter nonstop.
Second meaning for it. It's not. Harley Cameron was definitely packing in the T department. And when it comes to the cakes with a K, Anna Jay always has to be on your list because she is packing and not lacking. Anna Jay's moving to the double layer frosted level. And I'm not mad with that. Actually enjoyed it. Tony Storm beat everybody. And that's pretty much what it was. So we then get the highlight of the night for me, because anytime we have one of two sets of people, either my man Swerve or we hurt people. When one of those two things happen, it's a highlight of the night. Everything else, hit or miss. So we have the Hurt Syndicate pop out. Top Flight comes out, talking about they're not scared. They want to step up to the Hurt Syndicate. MJF hurts them. And when I say MJF hurts them, MJF hurts them. Bobby smiles at MJF and tells him he'll have an answer for him next week. Because remember, what did Bobby tell him last week when he pulled him in the corner, almost mugged him? We hurt people. Who have you hurt? Hurt somebody. So he watched. And they hurt him. We had a Ring of Honor television championship match, another one. DJ Khaled style. Apparently we're going to get one every week until Nick Wayne goes over to NJPW for that tournament. This week, no. Nick Wayne defeated Rhino. After the win, Christian took Nick Wayne's belt and dropped it on the mat in disrespect. Then we had, I would say this was another highlight of the night, but it just really wasn't. It should have been Swerve Strickland, Mike Bailey, and Mark Briscoe versus the Young Bucks and Ricochet in a 6-man superstar match, tag team match. So the Young Bucks and Ricochet beat Swerve, Bailey, and Briscoe. No one's shocked by that. He did get pinned. But now Ricochet's been helping the elite. Maybe they're going to add him. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yep.
Nick was so surprised after the match that he gave all the credit to Ricochet. That's how crazy that win was. Maybe something went wrong. Kind of an interesting thing that happened within the show. Jamie Hayter had an interview. Mercedes Moné attacked Jamie Hayter. They brawled into the ring. Ended up with Hayter getting locked in the statement maker. Well, so I'm not impressed with the new Jamie Hayter in these throwback wild colorful outfits. It's just then we had a championship elimination. Trying to remember which championship he has. Can we just call it Championship X?
Not Championship.
This is not TNA, y'all, but there are a lot of championships in AEW.
This is not TNA.
I believe Okada is it's not the international. It's one of the other ones. I don't know.
Continental.
They have a lot of belts.
You talking about the Continental
But
title?
the main thing is Okada won, so there's that. Yeah, one of those championships. It's one of those. Samoa Joe. Well, AEW has an international championship, actually. That's the one that Kenny Omega has.
You said they have so many. That's why I said the Continental.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Continental. You're right. There's so many. I just,
You're the AEW guy, and I'm
y'all agree with me. Like 1,000 belts, so We had a match between Samoa Joe and Claudio Castagnoli. Joe put Castagnoli in the Coquina clutch and tapped him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this enthusiastic segment of AEW is
so he won by submission. What I want to say about AEW.
Ladies and gentlemen, this non-enthusiastic segment of AEW is brought to you by AEW Born Out of Your Mind Championship.
They're not hitting. The formulas, they're not hitting. Like, it's better. The product was better, but it's just not hitting. I do think Ricochet will replace Jungle Jack Perry in the Elite. He's a better fit. He's an arrogant jerk, so why not put another arrogant jerk in there? So here's some comments here. We'll take another quick break, and then we'll get to WWE, which was better than this. Cole says WWE is trying to stretch out their stuff for other things, like Saturday night's main event next Saturday. No comment. Cole also says Moxley is about to crap all over Samoa Joe in a steel cage. Probably so, because Moxley's the Death Rider, tough guy. Cole says AEW has yet another timeless Tony Storm invitational presentation. He also says Young Bucks and Ricochet. Oh, we saw yet another gymnastics routine. There was. No lie, there was. Cole also says for the AEW Bore You Out of Your Mind Championship. It might be one of them, Cole. There's so many. It might be one of them.
You ain't catching what I did.
I caught what you did, sir. I caught what you did.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take another quick break here, guys. Come back. And we'll talk about another disappointing wrestling promotion for this week. Yay. We can only feed off what we're given. I'm just saying.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Ancient Reef was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
So, thought about it. I think I'm going to save a couple of commercials because I'm sure we'll need a break here within the realm of
Not really.
WWE.
Not really.
No, you're okay. Okay,
Not
so
really.
we don't need a break. Then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of them. Hold on.
Join the Transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the Reformer of Hooker Whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the Bronze God.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
All right, sir. In the building. It's time for some WWE.
Let's just start off with saying that Penta defeated JD Madonna, and JD Madonna's first match back from injury. No surprise there.
Oh, and shout out to the Penta Walk. Penta Walk. It's getting a lot of love.
Okay. Austin Theory. When are you going to stop being a dumbass?
The answer to that is never. Never.
Grayson Waller is backstage talking with Adam Pearce, complaining about I shouldn't even have this match. I mean, what are we doing? No, he's fighting somebody. You know what? My partner, he'll take the match. And I still like, why would I take a match? But you Austin Theory, you know, he talks him up in Austin Theory, dumbass. Takes the match. Who does he take the match against? A returning Sheamus. Go ahead, because I want to keep my cool today.
Too many nights. Sheamus won. Long story short.
Those of you who don't know, Cool McCain can tell you is one thing I hate when it comes to sports and certain things that happen in sports that includes wrestling, and that's stupidity.
So you definitely hate Austin Theory.
I don't even hate him because I hated him beforehand because he was arrogant, he was a jerk, and all that stuff. Now he's just a dumbass.
Yes, he is. The dumbest of yasses.
I'm sorry, I had to use the correct terminology on this one because I'm fed up. Like,
you ain't me.
Like, I don't know, but I'm sick and tired of saying this between these two. Like, let's hurry up and go ahead and stab the other one in the back so we can get this over with.
I mean, Grayson Waller's been stabbing him in the back. He's too stupid to realize he's getting stabbed in the back.
Jeez.
Jinkies. Just saying. You're supposed to be putting him in Seth Rollins' faction, right?
Who knows? We didn't even get that far yet. I don't mean us as in the show. I mean as WWE. I ain't even got that far yet.
I dig it. Sucker.
Can we say that Io Sky got revenge, or
we can say whatever you want to say, sir? That's
Io Sky beat Roxanne Perez, but she didn't leave a winner. Let's just say that.
So she's gonna get revenge this week because Rhea's gonna be back. Yeah.
Rusev defeated Otis.
Rusev.
And for some odd reason,
beat Otis.
Akira Tozawa wanted to rip his shirt and meme Rusev like, chill, short, small, Kenny yams down. Somewhere. I'll keep it PG on that one.
Okay.
Now let's get to the juicy part. I want to get all the ugly stuff out of the way. Now let's get to the juicy part. Jey Uso opened the show, wanted to talk Logan Paul. Instead, the Wise Man comes out. Wise Man came out to give fair warning to our World Heavyweight Champion. Very respectful from the Wise Man and Seth Rollins. Very respectful. Give you a nice fair warning of what's to come down the pipe. But before we got there, I love Paul Heyman. He finally spoke on what happened at WrestleMania. I love every single second of it. What about you, sir?
I mean, he played Jay perfectly.
Now I'm talking about him letting loose, this letting it go.
Yeah, he played Jay perfectly. He snapped, and he played Jay. And I think it worked to his advantage because it made Jay feel like he was really getting him and not the manipulator. But he cut it on and off real quick. But he smacked. He snapped. But he said the only thing he could say, like, mean, if you had asked me if Paul Heyman gonna come out and he gonna cut a promo, what was he gonna say about WrestleMania? I would say almost verbatim. What he said. I mean, what else can you say?
I love every part of it.
But he made
It's
it sound
always
good.
him. It's always him. It's always him. Not this time. What did I kept saying going into WrestleMania? He chose neither.
That's what you said, sir. You were definitely on the Seth Rollins train.
He didn't want to pick. Well, CM Punk forced him to be in the corner. Roman Reigns did mush him. I'm like, this is pretty much all the sons of Paul Heyman picking neither of y'all. Because neither one of y'all is doing him any favors. And that's the funny thing. This is why I wanted to have this conversation. He looked as the bad guy, but he was put in a position of a no-win situation. So what is he supposed to do?
Pick a side. Maybe he was supposed to pick his tribal chief. I don't know what he's supposed to pick, sir. All I know is that Paul Heyman is the bad guy. Paul Heyman is normally the bad guy, so that's no surprise.
There's no surprise, but I'm saying in this situation, I don't even see Paul Heyman as the bad guy. Yeah, CM Punk, who wanted to capitalize on a promise that happened how many years ago?
10.
A decade ago.
Plus. 10 plus.
A decade plus ago. A decade plus ago. Knowing that Paul Heyman is the wise man to the tribal chief. And use that against Roman Reigns. So did Paul Heyman best friend did right by him?
I'm gonna say no based on the way you're asking. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say no.
The tribal chief and his feelings, understandably why, because he got this guy who just came back and he's trying to take your wise man because of a freaking dream when you thought the favor was going to be him managing WrestleMania, which was thrown back in your face, and then you mush your wise man. So did Roman Reigns did Paul Heyman any favors?
Well, the thing is, you can't do something to say, "Hey, this is your favor."
That's true.
That's where Roman Reigns made the mistake.
Yes.
Paul Heyman made the critical mistake when he said, "Whatever it is, I'll do it." That's where that's the moment where I knew that what you said was going to happen. That is the moment. When he said, "Whatever you say, I'll do it," I'm like, Seth Rollins is going to be the one to win that main event match at WrestleMania. That's the moment it solidified it for me, 100%.
And you understand why he said it, though, right?
I do.
Okay. So it's like, but Paul Heyman is the bad guy.
He is.
But I just broke down for you the reason why he's not the bad guy.
Yeah,
he was put in a no-win situation.
And he took the scum, and he still found a way to be more scummy than either of the other outcomes.
I was going to close it out by saying, well, since both of y'all want to put me in a no-win situation, damn it, I create my own situation.
He did that.
And you can't tell me it's not a single person in the wrestling community that wouldn't have did the same thing. But he's the bad guy.
Prince Nana didn't do it.
I say wrestling fan.
He is a wrestling community. Prince Nana.
He's a manager.
So is Paul Heyman. Pauliford is a manager, sir.
I say wrestling fans in the community. I'm talking about those out there who want to point the fingers at everybody else. Those that want to complain about everything.
They would never do sir. They're holier than thou.
Did you look at the situation? Did you put yourself in that situation?
How dare you accuse them? They are holier than us, sir. They are the IWC.
If we want a PG program, I'll use some words right now.
Hey.
And you would too. I already know it.
Sir, how would you say such things?
So yeah, I don't consider Paul Heyman the bad guy in this situation. I see what's on the photo in front of my eyes. Like he said, his best friend knew exactly what he was doing.
He did. No doubt about that.
Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns, he just reacts to everything emotionally. I think that's probably the one thing I don't like about my tribal chief. He reacts emotionally. Would you agree?
I love
So,
that you're
yeah.
a tribal chief.
Hey,
I love that
Alright.
for you.
I acknowledge him. What you want me to say?
I love that for you.
Hey, you acknowledge him too.
I acknowledge him as a tribal chief, but he's not my tribal chief.
So, and then Jay did fall into the trap you said earlier because Paul Heyman did you can pick the time, you can pick the venue, you can pick whatever you want for this match between you and Seth Rollins for that title. And of course, Jay, the babyface champion, tonight, right here in Omaha.
Tonight's the night.
I'm looking like, are we really doing this right now? Yep, this is really happening. So we get to the main event and we have the match. I want you to be honest, sir. How many times were you scared watching this match?
Actually, not one.
Not one.
You can't have him lose that belt when he just got it. Do you know what The Rock would have done if his cousin would have lost that belt?
That's how he brought The Rock into this. Damn.
The Rock would have been like, Hunter, you're fired. Writers, you're fired. I'm firing myself.
Hey, the writers are already fired. They already
fired the new writers.
They already fired writers.
You would have fired the new writers.
Shoot, I almost sent you the darn link. I'm like,
I almost sent you the link.
So we saw it, right? So we both saw it. Like, I almost sent you the link and like they're looking for writers.
I was like, they fire their writers too much though. They wouldn't even give me time to play my storyline out. They'd been fired me.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. Dang.
Hunter being there. You can't do that.
And there's another reason why I have a problem with Roman Reigns. Why we gotta have CM Punk make the save? That should have been Roman Reigns. That is your cousin.
Roman Reigns wasn't in the building, sir.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
The tribal chief don't be there every week. Your tribal chief don't be there every week.
I know he ain't there every week. That's your problem with him. But
He's
the one thing he should,
I could care less.
the one time he should have been,
once every 2 months.
he should be the one helping his cousin.
My problem was only, just to clarify, with the champion not showing up enough. You're not a champion, bro. Show up when you want to. Show up once every other month you want to.
But CM Punk gets the match thrown up and beats up Seth Rollins' new game. We ain't coming with the name of the game yet. I haven't come with the name. I need a name for the group.
They'll get one eventually.
But what you didn't see on Netflix, but on social media, this is what you was asking me before we got on the show. Logan Paul dropped Jey Uso again.
Yeah, I love that too.
So, that was Monday Night Raw. Anything else from Monday?
There was some cakes there, light cakes, but that's about it.
SmackDown. Selena Vega was in a tag match with the former champion, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven. Only problem is the United States champion doesn't have a tag team partner. We need a partner.
Right, Reach and stole a homegirl.
We need a partner for the United States champion.
Who could it be? Who?
Let's see if I can do this in the correct way. She's back. Alexa Bliss.
I saw that and I was like, I know one person that's very giddy right now. Josh Giddey right now.
No, I won't go that far.
I wouldn't really go that far.
I won't go that far. I think it's starting to simmer down on me with the women's division. It's starting to simmer down. It's good to see Alexa Bliss back. But one guy in the crowd was, though, that's for sure, because he became a meme.
I think I want to call Alexa Bliss pound cakes because her cakes are compounded.
I mean, she did just have a baby,
so I'm gonna call her pound cakes. I think I'm gonna call her pound cakes.
Like I said, she did just have a baby, so you.
No, I'm just saying, even before then, like she's small and compacted. So I'm gonna call her pound cakes. She does have cakes.
And here's the thing: this is how great Alexa Bliss is. She can look like Harley Quinn. And if you don't believe me, Cool will tell you. She can pull off the Harley Quinn look. She can pull off the Barbie look.
Alexis who Liv Morgan wannabe.
Alexa Bliss can pull off looks like I haven't never seen in wrestling.
I'm not gonna lie, Alexa Bliss is a hot little number.
So you want to know why he said what he said about me and Alexa Bliss? Because I love me Alexa Bliss.
Yes,
especially when she did especially when she was Harley Bliss. I was like, yes, yeah, I am. Yes, I am on that train right now.
That did it for Playmaker, y'all.
Yes. I'm sorry. I am a Harley Quinn fan.
Oh boy.
So when she decided to cosplay Harley Quinn for wrestling, it's like, yep, I'm right there. I didn't even care she was bad. I didn't even care.
He didn't care at all.
Nope. I don't even care now. Hell, I'm one of the few people that respects the Queen around here. In which the Dayton crowd let her know that they didn't care if she lived and didn't come back.
And I was with him. When she said that she was leaving, never come back, and they was clapping and cheering, I was with him. I was like, oh, my brothers and sisters.
Probably the only time he'll say something good about an Ohio crowd.
As long as they're not playing the Eagles or the Nuggets or the Braves or the Kings. They're good with me.
So she was like, okay, I'm walking out. And when she was walking out, Storm showed up.
Thunder Cakes.
You know what? I'm calling her Storm. I don't care no more.
I'm calling her Thunder Cakes.
I'm calling her Storm now.
Thunder
Cakes. Whenever y'all decide to make a new X-Men movie, y'all need a Storm. Y'all first number better. Okay, no, your first number better be Holly Berry because she's the one that plays Storm. But after that, it better be Jay Cargill.
I'm just saying, them is Thunder Cakes. They be quaking. Just saying.
Don't keep me in the same family. I'm just not adding the cakes with it.
Storms cause thunder. But them is Thunder Cakes.
Storm came out. He had another stare down. And then she told Charlotte what everybody else really wants to tell Charlotte. But they'll be satisfied with her leaving. But they really want to say is get your behind in the back of the darn line and work your way back up to the title.
Which is what she should have had to do when she returned.
And when she does do it, y'all still gonna be complaining. She gets another title.
If she actually works her way.
Not you.
No, listen. If she actually works her way, 50 to 75% of the people who don't like her will be like, fine.
I don't believe
most people's beef is she go away, she walks back, she's in a championship match. So if she actually earns a championship match, there'll still be some people who just don't like Charlotte Flair. But most people, you earned it. She don't be earning them.
I think people don't want Charlotte around that title period anymore.
Because she don't earn the shots. That's why they don't want her around it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Even if she does go that route, people still gonna be mad. I don't think they want her around the title period anymore.
I mean, it's gonna be some people's gonna be mad either way, but I think if she earned it, most people be good.
I know you'll be good. She, you know,
yeah, most people be good. So we got 2 comments I gotta go over real quick here, sir. So, Mr. Morning Shift, Cole Johnson says it was a good thing they had Seth Rollins finally give Jey Uso a main event slot on Raw. It's crazy how often your champion does not get a main event spot when it's Jey Uso. Then he says, new name for the Heyman Rollins Breaker faction, Becky's Closet. That is definitely where Seth shops, but I just have to
that's definitely not where Braun Breaker shops at.
It's definitely where Seth shops. And he is the leader.
But anyways, after the Storm said what she said to Charlotte Flair, which was everybody else was wanting to say to her, she got annihilated by Nia Jax, thanks to Naomi.
Annihilator. Nia Jax.
So I gotta have so I'm getting a fatal 4-way down the line. That's what I'm getting.
Ben said that in my mind. That's all they know how to do is 3 and 4-way matches.
I'm getting a fatal 4-way. That's what I'm getting.
You are?
Because Naomi didn't even have to touch Tiffany Stratton at all. He didn't even have to do it.
Damian wants you to know Seth is a hardcore Barbie fan. Laugh out loud. He's a Barbie boy in a Barbie world.
I'm not gonna. No, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Not talking to not about Damian, but his comment, you know, could elicit a certain response about somebody else. But I'm gonna be nice and not go that route.
Fair enough. I like this being nice, playmaker.
Unfortunately, my co-host probably ain't gonna be nice about this because the the WWE Tag Team Champions got beat by the newest tag team on the show.
No surprise. No surprise at all.
No surprise?
No surprise. They have continually told you they don't care about those 2 colored people being the champs on SmackDown. They didn't put them on WrestleMania. They had them beat themselves down in the match. Now they're not even going to be on Backlash. They don't care about them as champs. They did it because they know everybody wants to see them be champs. They don't care about them being champs, and they're not going to highlight them and put them in special spots and make them look like a good tag team. So, not surprised what they did. Not surprised at all.
Carmelo Hayes is back on a losing streak after he loses to Aleister Black. Unfortunately, The Miz was the one who caught the back of my ass. Again. You would think at some point The Miz would be able to understand, like, you might want to be on the lookout for that kick.
You would think so.
Los Garza took an L to Andrade and Rey Felix, which led to Alberto Carrillo slapping the taste out of Santos Escobar's mouth. And that's all we're going to do is for SmackDown. Now we get to WWE Backlash. As my sister stated earlier, don't think it was really that impressive of an event in St. Louis. We kicked off the show with the United States Fatal 4-Way match. Jacob Fatu defending against the LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest decided to fight outside the crowd, go through tables, and take themselves out of it, leaving LA Knight and Jacob Fatu to fight for the title themselves. Jeff Cobb has entered the fray. I think this is where I turn it over to you, sir.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Of all the things that I saw at Backlash, this one at least was decent. Jeff Cobb makes sense because everybody's hurt. Tonga Loa, they can't stay healthy, so everybody's hurt. So it makes sense to bring somebody else in. Jeff Cobb is a guy that a lot of history is of Polynesian descent, and probably can be a short-term guy there if they want him to be, or if they want to turn it into something long-term, he can do that as well. Good veteran, um, well respected around the industry, so it makes sense for that standpoint. But you've got Hikaleo there, you've got other direct family members that you could have put in there, so it's kind of like it's a catch-22. I think WrestleMania this year kind of really took a lot of the care away from the bloodline angle at all because you didn't emphasize or do anything to kind of make it pop. So people are not happy, and I get it. But that's just my thoughts.
There you go. Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Lana Valkyria and Becky Lynch. 3 manhandle slams. Didn't put down Lana Valkyria. Lana Valkyria still retains the Intercontinental Championship, and Becky snaps right after the match.
You lost.
From the Women's Intercontinental Championship to the Men's Intercontinental Championship between Penta and Dominic Mysterio.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Let it out.
How long has Finn Balor been doing this business? Is he that bothered that he's making dumb mistake after dumb mistake after dumb mistake? All you had to do was simply hit the man. No, your dumbass wanted to grab a freaking chair and get caught by the world. Lucky enough, Dirty Dom still retained the title.
Now that Finn Balor cared. Per his actions.
Thanks to this is where Kuma King throws up in his mouth. El Grande Americana. Saving the day for Dirty Dom. Even though Dom didn't even know what happened, but he took advantage of it. You good? You ready? You ready to move on now?
Yes, next.
I had to give you a minute to get that up at you. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. I must say, Pat got physical. And those of you smart Alex out there, when I mean physical, I mean he really went toe-to-toe with Gunther. I don't think we had him going toe-to-toe with Gunther in that manner. But he did. And they made the right call. Gunther wins. No interference. Well, Michael Cole tried to interfere, but not the type of interference I was looking for. Was you surprised at the physicality in this match, sir?
No, I wasn't, because McAfee did say that they're going to get physical. I'll say one thing, and this will be more of a thing for the whole pay-per-view. These matches were the whole PLE. These matches were a little bit longer than they needed to be. You could have added another match, and you could have shrunken the time on all of these matches and gave another match a good window of time to tell a story. That's all I got to say about that.
Listen, United States Championship match, Women's Intercontinental Championship match, Men's Intercontinental Championship match. Oh yeah, that gets me to the main event. WWE Undisputed title, Randy Orton, John Cena. One last time. In the home place of the Randy Orton. Let's see. We had an RKO spree. We had an announce table. We had a title. Did we have a table too? Yep, we had a table too. We had AAs, RKOs. We had low blows. We had everything. Oh, and we had 2 referees get knocked out. I forgot to mention that part. Who wins?
Champions never lose their first match as champion. Ever. This was clearly going to be John Cena. The way they got there was doo-doo butter. AEW pay-per-view main event doo-doo butter is how they got there. This was garbage. Unnecessary. Way too long. Just doo-doo butter.
But you would have thought that Edge would have stopped there. It didn't, because in the press conference.
Can I say one more thing before you go to press conference? The fact that after all the shenanigans, hogwash, and poppycock, R-Truth brings his spaced out hind parts down to the ring, stops Randy Orton from punting an RKO and John Cena, and causes John Cena to get the low blow to get the win. Unnecessary, unrealistic, unneeded.
That's his childhood hero.
I don't give a smurf.
That's his child. He was trying to help his childhood hero, which he did. He helped his childhood hero, then he actually showed up to his press conference. Got a warning from the champ. R2 Baron R2 doesn't listen well. And he got AA through the announce table in front of the press.
You know what I think about that whole thing, sir? R.I.P. Sabu. Hopefully now WWE will put him in the Hall of Fame. I agree, Damien. That's what I think about the Backlash. Damien also says the Street Profits should have taken that Gunther and Pat spot at Backlash. They could have still had a match. Because all they had to do was shrink some of those ridiculously long matches for no reason with 80,000 false finishes. Damien also said, I didn't even know Jeff Cobb is Samoan or part of the bloodline. He says that match was a bathroom break. He could have been talking about any match. As Yolanda so eloquently and gracefully says, the whole show was a bathroom break. Facts. Honestly, after the United States title match to open the show, I was disappointed that I wasted my time. I should have just read the results. Damien says if Eddie was alive, he would have beat Dom Yass. I agree. Yolanda says, I don't understand my nephew's opinion on WrestleMania 41 versus Backlash. He thinks Backlash was better than WrestleMania 41. What's y'all's opinion? You're putting fecal matter up against fecal matter. So maybe Backlash was better because it's not old fecal matter that's molded and got an extra stank, but neither one of them were good. That's my opinion. What about you, Playmaker?
I can't follow up that man's.
I should let you go first. That's my bad.
Jeez Louise. You want me to follow up with that?
My fault. My fault.
I don't even think my opinion even matters at this point. Jeez. You know, go to Damien comment. Good gracious.
Damien says, I can see Backlash being a better pay-per-view than WrestleMania, especially night 2.
Matter of fact, that's your cut right there. That whole thing that you just did, that's the cut right there. That's your YouTube short right there. That's your YouTube short right there. Good gracious.
Hey, man.
I can't follow that.
I read Damien comments, so now you ain't following it no more.
That man went completely scientific with it. Don't.
Yolanda says it matters. She wants to hear your opinion. It matters.
I'm not. That man broke it down scientifically. He went the entire science route. I'm not following that. After I spent the first part of my day watching NCIS too.
Did you watch the Stephen A. Smith episode so you can see your boy?
No, I did not watch Law and Order. I will be watching.
He was on General Hospital too, you know.
I've been through
that. I didn't until right before the show. I saw a little clip of it.
I've been through that, but it was the shocking part was him being on Law and Order, and then him being dead too. you know they played that clip on First State too. That's the clip they played. You died.
Yolanda said that's his opinion. And then he said, and Damien says, WrestleMania 41 equals NBA lottery. Who even won a lottery, yo? Dallas. I ain't even look yet. Who won?
Dallas.
Oh, yeah, that was set up. Yeah, not surprised. Yolanda says, I want yours. Yolanda wants your opinion. She wants it.
Good gracious. Y'all do realize WrestleMania is 2 nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you can say like how can I put this? But that's putting it in layman's terms. I don't know how a smaller PLE like Backlash can outdo WrestleMania. Backlash, you had 5 total matches. Both nights of WrestleMania both had 7 matches. You had more action. And you had more physicality at WrestleMania. So now, if it was Money in the Bank, it'd probably be different, but because Money in the Bank has money. I'm just gonna let you. Money Bank has a opportunity to match up with WrestleMania. But it's hard for me to say a PLE like Backlash being better than WrestleMania. It's just hard to say. Because if you really think about it, we enjoyed night 1. Night 2 is where the problem with night 2 is where my co-host had the problem with.
So Yolanda says night 1 was better than Backlash. Backlash was better than night 2. So here's the thing. Here's my thing. Okay. WrestleMania is one total show. Night 1 is like part A. Night 2 is like part B. Night 2 of WrestleMania was exploding moist fecal matter. Okay. Like a big pile of like the baby doo-doo fecal matter. Right? The runny, nasty, dark, real stinking. That's night 2. Night 1 was like dainty fecal matter. So if you take the dainty and dump it in with the baby fecal matter, it's still very nasty. And I think when you add those two together, Backlash was better. Because night 2 stunk that bad. And it's still one show. That's why I say it was better.
I'm glad we got our YouTube short for the week. That it right there.
And Damien says, wait, 2 questions. Who in the HE double hockey sticks watches soap opera? I thought old people do that. Laugh out loud. And second, why is General Hospital still on? I don't think anybody watched the show, sir. We just saw that Stephen A. Smith was on there. I mean, old people probably do watch. That's why it's still on. Because a lot of old people. You know what I'm saying? People get old every day.
I don't know how Damien grew up. I don't know how Damien grew up, but I do know. I don't know if you had the same way because because they're both the same ethnicity. But
my aunt's house, he was watching soap operas.
So that was your aunt's house. That was grandma's house.
Yeah. No, my grandma watched Mama's house and the country shows like that. That's what she liked.
And guess what, Damien? You better not touch that controller. You better not touch that remote. Don't even get up. Don't even walk towards the TV. Am I lying?
You are not lying, sir. No lies detected. Pimping.
You go to grandma's auntie house, whatever's on that TV is what you watching. You don't touch nothing.
Yeah.
Did we want to watch it? Hell no, we didn't want to watch it. You had no choice.
Beautiful. All them you had to watch.
That's why we know about Young and the Restless and As the Light Turns in General Hospital.
The days of our lives. I remember that too. Yolanda says it's a lot of soap operas still on, Damien. I mean,
see, we grown now. We can avoid them.
Yeah.
It wasn't no avoid them when growing up as a kid.
Damien said at his aunt's house it was Golden Girls and Law and Order, so I can relate. My mom, may she rest.
Oh, that sister of mine,
she
straight Law and Order fan.
My mom was Golden Girls to the core.
Then my sister's a Law and Order to the core.
Cosby Show, Golden Girls. All day.
Don't let Yolanda find out Law and Order on. She going straight there.
Why Yolanda talk about some Young and the Restless still on too? The last I saw, Victor Newman still alive. Laugh out loud. Wow,
he is still alive.
That dude like 1,000. I remember when I used to watch him as a kid. They killed him. They almost killed him about 3 times.
Darn. Wrestling is so bad as we actually ended the show talking soap operas.
You want to talk about SVU, baby?
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
She love Olivia Benson. That's her girl.
Hey man, it's worse stuff you can be into.
Olivia Benson is her
we
girl.
got all your comments on tonight. Every single one, man.
And we talked about your favorite show of all time.
Just want to make sure we remind you of that. That's all.
That's him. That's how petty he is.
I can't help myself. I just can't. I don't even consider it being petty until people point out that, oh, that was petty.
That's also used to you is.
Yeah. So, hey, if you feel like it's petty, it probably was. You know what I'm saying?
And he still don't care.
The triple laughs, not rolling on the floor laughing, but just triple laughs. For those of you listening on Real Wise Radio. I'm sorry that we didn't have a better week of wrestling to be able to talk to you guys about, but you can blame AEW, TNA, NXT, and WWE for that. If they do better, we can do better, but we cannot make sugar out of sugar honey iced tea. We just don't have that ability. So Damien says, not gonna lie, organized crime is fired two times. And Yolanda says it doesn't make up last week. Ain't nobody trying to make up for last week, Yolanda. Last week is dead and gone. Okay? You mad?
Right.
I get it. You can be mad at us. It's fine.
Well,
We
she,
still, you still gonna come support us, and we still gonna big up you. So we all good.
well, if she mad, she can get ready for Wednesday when that schedule drops for her Atlanta Falcons.
We gotta play Dallas week 1.
Oh no, the worst thing that could have happened to America. The absolute worst thing that could have happened to America.
Lord, all we gonna hear from now to then is we them boys, we them boys, we them boys.
Instead of putting another the more deserving team on there, they went with them.
If you wanted to go division, you should have went Commanders. What you should have did was you should have said Super Bowl rematch week 1, Chiefs and Eagles. That's what you should have did.
Oh, you could have did NFC divisional match. It was like the closest game of all the games in the playoffs.
You could have did the Lions.
The match that was never given.
So many options, and you went with the Cowboys and Eagles. So I talked to a Cowboys fan. They was first thing they said, "Oh, the Cowboys." Everybody. I'm like, no, stop it. Nobody's watching the Cowboys but Cowboys fans. You get ratings because they put you on in 4:15 on a Sunday when there's 3 games and the other 2 are hot doo-doo, and they know we're gonna watch something.
Or they put you on prime time where there is no game.
Or they put you on prime time where there's no other games, and then you get ratings. And they say, oh, because San Francisco played the Chiefs a couple of years ago and they didn't get no ratings. Because San Francisco doesn't always get ratings like that. And that's not a hate on San Francisco. It's just ratings.
San Francisco played the Chiefs, they was injured.
Right, but I'm saying they don't always pull ratings like that. They're not a consistent rating pulling. They're in a good matchup they do. And that's not a shade on them or nothing like that. I'm just saying. They're not like you can't put them on against like the Vikings when the Vikings were bad. You can't put them on against like the Bears and pull big rankings. It's not like that. But last comment, Damian says last week gone like the Lakers' hopes and dreams. Laugh out loud. I support that. Shannon Sharp, you're losing a lot.
Blacklash, eyelash, Lash Legend, Timberwolves in
5. Shannon Sharp, Sterling Sharp, Sharpie Pen, Wolves in 5. Oh boy. All right, y'all. We done went completely off the rails. So at this point, make sure you tell 4 people who you think are your friends and like you, and 4 people who don't. They may or may not like you, but they're definitely like us. And as always, it's never where you stop. It's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Wrestling world, do the Monarchs a favor and give us some good stuff to talk about next week. Please and thank you. Okay, we've had Fecal Matter for a whole week and Fecal Matter back-to-back WWE pay-per-views. PLEs, whatever you want to call them. Give us better. We deserve it. Give it to us. That being said, we out for the week. Your boys will be back next week. Hopefully with something better to talk about, but we can't make sugar out of sugar honey iced tea. Nobody can do that. And we out. Oh, my bad. Before we go, Playmaker, any last words?
No.
All right, we out.